Gary Payton and the Seattle Supersonics.
Sorry, Hey, Peter with the Seattle Mariners.
Jermaine Curse.
Cliff Averill.
Nate Burleson. You're watching NorbCam.
NorbCam.
You're watching NorbCam.
What's up, everybody? This is NorbCam coming at you with another Ask Norb live, here to take your chats, take your calls, talk a little Seahawks football. Coming off a very close but disappointing loss to the Rams. Should have won that game, but we didn't. And now we move on and we go to London, England, jolly old London, England, to take on the Los Angeles Raiders. Oakland Raiders. What's up? Wow, people blowing up the chat already. Munching, who do we got here? Yeah, Munching Ace Football, Noah Al-Muhajahid, Orlando Z88, Moosey Jr., Tyler Parcher, Drew, Showalter, Goozle Boss, Lazy Boy Gaming, what's up? KT2, Swag Money, and Playboy X, I am Goat. And so on and so forth. And Sam Dath, who was born in England. Looking forward to going there. Me and my dad heading out, flying out on Friday, get there Saturday. And then, of course, the game on Sunday. So it's going to be a lot of fun, a fun trip. Me and my dad. We haven't done a trip like this since Super Bowl 48 when we got our first Super Bowl victory. So that was a lot of fun. Ninjas Hyper, Swag Money. Yes, I'm going, like I just said. Max Arns, DJ Meyer. What's going on? And happy National Stop Bullying Day. I did not know that. Very cool. I just wanted to say a quick shout out to Anonymous King, who during my live broadcast of the Rams game donated a record $100 super chat during the broadcast. I've seen some people do a couple bucks, $5 here. But $100, that was insane. So I just want to say thank you for your generosity. That was awesome. And let's see if somebody can top that sometime. But anyway, DJ Art wants to know, will I be vlogging during my trip to London? I sure plan to. During the game, hopefully there's Wi-Fi. That's the biggest problem I have during the Seahawks games in CenturyLink Field is the Wi-Fi sucks in there. And that's why I had to stop streaming about in the fourth quarter. But anyway, that's how it kind of goes. So hopefully we'll have some good broadcastable internet on Sunday. So real quick, hey, Solstice Beauty by Jessica, how you doing? I always see you commenting on my stuff. I appreciate that, Jessica. So I want to talk a little bit about just a touch on that the Rams game that we lost. I have to keep this one short because I got to be out of here in like half an hour. Can't hear me on the line. Hold on a second. Oh, I think I know why. How about now? Gangrene, can you hear it now? We're like talking technical difficulties as we're going. You let me know. Hopefully it is. Anyway, I'm going to keep talking while we're doing this. So when I was going off on the Rams game and blaming Pete Carroll for the timeout taken right before the Rams decided to go for it on 4th and 1, after much review, after looking back at the situation and hearing a lot of arguments, pros and cons about that, I have decided to take back what I said about Pete Carroll and blaming him for the loss. Because really in hindsight, looking back at it, taking the timeout before the rolling of the clock, before what would have been that final play of theirs, that really was the right decision. All changing the going for it in 4th and 1, all that aside, if you just look at the game situation, calling a timeout at 4th and 1, just to preserve time on the clock, was really the right thing to do. Because then that gives you a minute and a half of time to get the ball and then drive down the field. Yeah, you lose the timeout, but you only have to go like 30 yards or something like that. So to get in field goal range, as opposed to letting the clock run out and then having less than a minute with the timeout. But then now you've lost a third of your time. So you have a lot more ability to control the clock on offense. You can spike it, run a play to the sideline. There's a lot easier ways to kind of control the clock, but you have clock at least. So I'm just gonna say it right now. I take back what I said about Pete Carroll. It was a good call. So that's that. As I said in one of my other videos, I'm very encouraged. I don't call it a moral victory because there really is no such thing as a moral victory, but I will say this was a encouraging sign for me that I think our team's going to do very well as it starts to push towards the meat of the season and then down the stretch, because the team that can run the ball at the end of the year, especially come to that time when you're trying to fight for a playoff spot, those are the teams that are going to do well going into the playoffs. I'm not saying that we're going to make the playoffs. I predicted in the beginning that we were going to be 10-6, and we were that we were going to go 10-6, and that we were going to be 3-2, or 2-3 at this point of the year. And I was right. We kind of swapped, Cardinals to Chicago Bears wins losses, but I still said that we were going to win this. That we were going to win 2 and lose 3, and that's where we are. So far I'm right, and I hope I'm more right as we go down the line, that at least we get 10-6 and make the playoffs. We shall find out. But anyway, let's see what we got here. Hey, Gangrene David saying, can't hear me. I don't know what's going on. We'll see. We'll find out. What was I going to say? Lost my chain of thought, Gangrene David. Got me all messed up. Anyway, so yeah, not a moral victory, but I do feel good about the Seahawks' chances moving forward, because the team that can run the ball, that's going to drive success. And it's helped our line protect better, given a better rating. And Russell Wilson's more productive. He's not throwing the ball as much. He's not really doing too much at all. He's just doing enough. And other than just kind of short-circuiting and shooting ourselves in the foot at the end of the game, we really should have won that game, and that would have been awesome. Imagine the hype if we had beaten the Rams, how crazy this week would have been. But, oh well, that's how it goes. Somebody asked me, Sam Daff asked me, do a Go Hawks in an England accent. Go Hawks! Cheerio! There you go. It's fun to imitate British accents. I think British and Southern accents are the most fun, and Texas accents are the most fun accents to do, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just lots of fun. And sound like Tomater from Cars. Anyway, I got to keep this short, so I'm going to jump onto the calls right now. Keep on chatting it up. I'll try to peek over and read it, but you guys are chatting too fast. I can't always see everything, so I'll do my best. Let's find out if I can actually talk to these guys and put Gangrene on. So here we go. Let's try this out and see if you can actually hear me. Gangrene David, can you hear me out there? Gangrene.
What's up, man? I can't hear you.
Well, you're answering my voice. It sounds like you can hear me. No?
I'm having a lot of trouble hearing, man.
You know what? Because I didn't do this. How about that? How about that? No? Oh man, we are having technical difficulties up in this joint. How about that?
Yeah, I can't hear you, man.
Oh man, that just sucks.
Sorry, hang on a second.
That might be a technical part on my end. That just blows. We might have to bag the calls here because this thing ain't working at the moment for some reason. Let's see. I know I'm doing that part right. Is that any better? Hello? All right, we lost him. The calls may not be happening. I'm sorry, guys. We're having technical issues. But hey, you know what? We tried. It's live TV for you. So I might just have to go to the chats instead because we're having issues with the call-ins. I apologize for that. Let's see. RO says says I sound like Larry the Cable Guy. I think it's Tomater. Tomater is more like it. Let's see. People talking about Dez. So let's talk about this game against the Raiders here. So Raiders, what are they? They're not too good. What, 1-4? They've only had one win, and not a great defense. I think they're underachieving to a certain degree. Offensively, they've got a lot of weapons on there and a good quarterback, and they got Marshawn Lynch beast mode, which I gotta say we haven't been talking a whole lot about that. But the rematch, finally, to see beast mode face the Seahawks in a real game, we'll finally get to see him. Our guys try to tackle beast mode. Now it's kind of unfortunate now because so many of the guys who were part of that core team are gone now. The Richard Shermans, Earl Thomas, and Michael Bennett, and Cliff Averill, and all those guys. But you still got Bobby Wagner and Frank Clark. I think those are the only two guys from the team that we had at the same time when Marshawn Lynch was here. So not quite the same, sizzle and spice and sexiness to the matchup. But it's still going to be fun to watch because I still love watching beast mode. But hey, we got our own beast mode of in the making here between Chris Carson and Mike Davis, man. Those guys, especially Carson, that dude runs through contact. Yards after the catch is incredible. So it's going to be fun watching him. Two guys out there beasting it up. Hopefully we get the better edge of that. Kellen Veverka has memorized my prediction parody. Oh, you should post a video and like repeat it. That would be pretty cool. Hey, it's my accountant calling me. Oh well, I'm just gonna have to be on hold for a while. Sorry. It only has to do with my money. Anyway, I think as far as this game's concerned, I feel pretty good about our chances. We should beat these guys, but it is in London. It's a weird game for both teams because it's like a road game for both. I'm just glad it was a road game for the Raiders, not for us. I'd be pissed if we had lost a home game. You know, I would be able to see it. You just don't have that home field advantage. Neither team has the home field advantage. It's like two visiting teams with weird time differences and all that stuff. So, but I tell you, man, I've been saying it since the beginning, and if they'd listened to me since the beginning and stuck with their game plan that they've been doing the last couple weeks, we'd probably be 4-1 right now, or at least at the very least 3-2. The formula moving forward here is just do what they've been doing because they've been running the ball well. The Raiders don't have a great defense. We should be able to continue to pound the rock, which will open things up for Wilson to be really efficient and get some explosive plays. So, Nub says, I'm a fake Seahawks fan. Okay. Whatever. I don't know what you define a fake Seahawks fan, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Troll. Anyway, yes, Josh Scott, I am making the trip to London town, leaving on Friday. It's going to be fun. Going to be lots of fun. Then staying a few extra days just to kind of take in the sights with my papa. So, Maximus Tufi Jr., Norb, do you think our offense can outrun the Raiders' defense? Absolutely. I was just saying that. The key to beating any team is, and we just proved it with the Rams, is that a team that like that, which was so explosive, the key is running the ball. If you run the ball, you do so many things. One, you take the line's pass rush away. Not that the Raiders really have a great pass rush anymore without Khalil Mack, but you take away the pass rush threat. You have to make them respect the run, and that opens up time for the offensive line to block in the passing situations. Play action works now, so they might bite on that, giving Russell more time. And that's really it. It's that combination of balancing run with the pass. It makes the defense have to you can't just commit to just charging upfield, going after the quarterback, because if you do that, it opens up everything for the run and all kinds of other options. So yeah, it's definitely, I think we got a good shot at it. We just got to keep doing what we do. So it's this Beauty by Jessica. I cannot believe the Raiders got rid of him. Well, I don't think it was a matter that they got rid of him. It was the can't afford him deal, and only the teams without a franchise quarterback can really afford to pay a guy that kind of money. Same thing with the Rams. That's why they spent $200 million in the free agency this offseason, because Jared Goff's still on his rookie deal. The Bears on their rookie deal with their quarterback, so they can sign these guys to uber $1 million contracts and still afford to have their QB. Russell Wilson, no longer the cheap guy that we had for the first few years from 2012 to 2015 or whatever that time period was. We got to pay. We're paying him now. That's why we can't afford to have these big guys, and that's why the idea of signing somebody at some huge, 3-figure salary just ain't gonna happen. So, but they're doing what they can with their guys, and we're still missing a few key pieces like KJ Wright and Raheem Brock. Those guys, and Will Dissly, those guys are still not available. So when they do come back, Dissly won't. I don't think he's going to come back. But KJ and Brock, just those guys will add more to what we already have. So I feel good about that. I feel good about that. We have more pieces to come. So we have more things to look forward to for sure. What else we got here? What other questions you guys got? And tell me, too, where you guys are watching from. I always love to see what parts of the country and what parts of the world you guys are all tuning in from. Just FYI, as I put down right here, I am going to be attempting to live stream from the game in London. And hopefully, if there's decent internet there, we'll be able to do so and show you what it's like up in the stands in Wembley Stadium. I should be able to, because I did it successfully when I was in Wembley Stadium 2 years ago. We went to the Adele concert, which was amazing. Of course, we were way, way up high, and watching the concert was like watching a bunch of ants on the floor. It was so small, and luckily they had the cameras and with big screens so they could blow up what's going on. But from a distance, with everybody on the floor, it literally looked like watching an anthill with one little fatter ant singing and dancing in a circle down below. But, I was able to broadcast live, at least on Facebook at that time. So I know it can be done because I've done it before. So hopefully I can do that on YouTube as well. So that'll be fun. As well as I'll be shooting off videos of other things I'm going to. I'm going to the UK Seahawkers event Saturday night, where I know some of the Seahawk players and Steve Rabel and probably some other, past players will be making some appearances. So it's going to be pretty cool even before the game starts. Let's see. What else you guys got? Beast Gaming 2020 watching from Minnesota. Owen Herring wants to know what's my day job. I am a film producer. So I'm doing kind of like what I do here, except I do it for other companies. So I do commercials and other films. I've actually done music videos for companies. So they pay me to do some goofy stuff. But it's pretty cool. So this was really an offset of what I've been doing for the last 20-something years, making films and little movies and things like that. So that is what I do. Not much different. Goozle Boss, Raiders are trash. My best friend, Rob Portman, who I've grown up with since kindergarten, is a diehard Raider fan, and he's had it rough the last few years, ever since the Tuck Rule play against the start of the New England Patriots dynasty. Life for the Raiders fans has just not been good, if you know what I mean. Maximus from Tacoma, RO from San Francisco, of course. Jake Schott is asking, should Brandon Marshall be traded? I think it's a definite yes. That's an interesting question, because I have noticed Brandon Marshall's involvement in the offense has been like a really bad stock in the stock market, just going more like this. He's barely on the field now, which is unfortunate because I thought he'd be able to contribute more, but we're seeing ever since Doug Baldwin came back, it's really been Doug. It's been Tyler Lockett, who's caught a touchdown in almost every game. And then David Moore coming out, busting out with a major game, 2 touchdowns against the Rams, and that was amazing. And so, it just hasn't been happening. And our tight end, what's his face? Blanking. Nick Vannett. So I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening with there. I haven't really heard much talk about how they see him fitting in the offense, but still need bodies back there. If one injury, Doug Baldwin goes down again, we're gonna need more bodies in there to step up. And I still think Brandon Marshall can do something. It just hasn't quite connected. Too many drops early on that kind of got in the way of his progress with this team, unfortunately. So I still like the guy. Yes, DJ Meyer, David Moore is a beast. Purab Shah, should we trade Earl and a pick for Le'Veon Bell? Problem is, if you're going to make a trade, we needed to do it before, because he's got no trade value now. You can't trade a dude with a busted leg. Who's going to trade for that? It's the same thing with Sherman. We were trying to, shop him around. Then he tears his Achilles. What are you going to do? You just let him go. There's no trade value anymore. So, yeah, Gangrene wants to know my bagging calls. Well, it doesn't seem to be working. So I'll try one more time. We'll try one more time and see if this works. If it doesn't work, then I'm just going to have to bag the whole thing. So I think it's live. I think this is
Host
going.
and 2 participants in this conference.
Whatever, lady. Okay. Gangry David, can you hear me? Last chance. Can't hear me. Ain't happening. Doggone it. Oh, well. Sorry, dude. I can hear you. I can hear your phone open, but you cannot hear me. So I don't know what happened.
You know what, Norb? I'm actually I'm gonna try to talk to you while I have the stream open, since I can hear your actual stream.
You know what that means? There's gonna be like a 10-second delay. So I'll say, "Hey, Gangry Dave, what do you think of your Jets?"
Now I can hear you.
But what? You can? You can hear me? Yeah, like
Now I think I can hear you.
10-second delay, though, of course. It'd be like those news remotes. Where, Frank, could you tell us what's happening on the state of the hurricane right now?
Looks like I have to go back to the old.
Thanks, John. It's really breezy out here. Anyway, Gangry David, can you hear me out there? No, this ain't happening. Not happening. We tried. I don't know. Sorry, man. Sorry, Jacob from Bellingham and DJ from Cali and Gangry David. It's just not happening today. Sorry. What else we got? Does Tommy McCloskey wants to know, does Earl Thomas have a future in the NFL? I think he does. He's gonna, I'm sure, rehab and come back. Yeah, he did from the previous one. And really, a clean broken leg is better than like an ACL tear or a badly torn ankle ligament, because those are harder to heal. The bone breaking, not that I'm some expert on broken legs, but from what I hear is that it's better to have a clean broken bone and then they just kind of fuse that thing up, put a rod in it or whatever, and then it just heals quick and the ligaments are all good. Kind of what happened to Tyler Lockett a couple of seasons ago, and he broke his leg in a nasty deal, I think against Arizona, I want to say. So there was that, but so that was signs that I think he can come back. Just the problem now is that the timing for Seattle to do anything with him is no good. We can't trade him. He's injured. They'll let him go. They IR him. They let him go at the end of the year. He rehabs, and then maybe he comes back early next season as a free agent and somebody picks him up at a much lower value, because they'll be like, 2 broken legs. All right, we'll get the discount red coupon deal on you, Earl Thomas. You wanted 12. We'll give you 5. See how it goes. Kind of like what happened with Sherman. Very much like what happened to Sherman. Anyway, let's see what I got here. I got like 10 minutes left, so we'll make this quick. Sid Rajput wants to know, how do you think Tedrick Thompson did? I was impressed for as a whole, because those are big shoes to fill in for Earl Thomas, and I thought for the most part he did pretty good. He had some banging hits, man. He laid that one hit. Was it who was the guy? Not not Cooper Kupp, the other one. The other guy that they knocked out of the game. Anyway, nasty hit, number 12. I thought they were going to get him on helmet-to-helmet play. It looked like it. They never showed the replay, so I couldn't see it inside the stadium. But from the first glance, it looked like they did. But maybe he used the shoulder. But he was balling, man. He hit hard, and I thought his play, he had a couple times where he missed some. He's the safety, so he's the last line of defense, so you can't let a guy go by him. He had a couple times when he had to let a guy, took a bad angle, and he ran, slant pattern. He goes upfield and he takes a bad angle. Next thing you know, he's chasing him down from behind. That stuff you can't do against a team like the Rams with all those explosive crossing patterns and all the stuff that they do. So, but not bad. For a first, for his first start, I thought he did pretty good. It's good signs right there. So, so let me see we'll see what happens here. What else we say? Yeah, DJ Meyer, he laid the boom. It was definitely for sure. Consumption 808. You think it should be Carson and Penny instead of Davis? No. I think you got something working with Carson and Davis. Between the two of them, we had 190 yards of rushing. I think some of that Russell got, but it was like 100 yards for Carson, 60-something for Davis. Shoot, I'll take that any day. That's a nice 1-2 punch. And I don't care if Penny's not getting touches. Dude's got time. He'll work into it. But right now, you got to give it to the guys who have the hot hands, and those two have got it. So I wouldn't mess with that formula one bit. It'll be interesting when J.D. McKissick comes back, because now that's going to open up a third down option. Because right now it's Chris Carson on first and second down, or Davis, and then third down is Davis. So if McKissick comes back, he's kind of really the third down back, and I like that because that dude's like a receiver, who plays running back. Open up some faster, kind of options on third down. So where does that put Penny? I don't know. I think he's just continued to be a return specialist, and he just kind of sits and waits for his opportunity. And chances are somebody's going to get banged up at some point in the year, and they're going to need that guy off the bench, and maybe that's where he slides in. Maybe it'll be Carson and Penny if Davis gets banged up, or if Carson goes down, Penny and Davis. It's nice to have those options. But I think what I do think, though, is that while I had hoped for many seasons now that CJ Prosise was going to finally step up, not be injured, and be able to play, I've given up. CJ Prosise has been great. The problem is he's only great for 10% of the time because he can't be on the field. So maybe with some of these teams who are really hurting for running backs out there due to injuries and stuff, the Eagles, one of them, that maybe Prosise could be some good trade value or something for one of these teams that are desperately wanting to help the running game. So it's nice to have a stable of running backs right now where you feel like if one guy goes down, you got at least two more at the ready, as opposed to these teams now who like their number one guy that goes down, and they're just like, damn, what are we going to do? Jose Bisayon, shout out to the Chicago 12s, Jose Reyna, Adrian Destiny. It is your destiny. Brandon Cooks, thank you very much. I'm catching up on the chat here. Kellen Viverka wants to know, what's my second favorite team? I've been asked that a lot. I don't have a second favorite team. I don't really know how that works. Some people have like, oh, well, the Seahawks are my number one team, and then number two is the Patriots, and number three is the Rams. And they're like, well, what happens when those two teams play? Do you kind of half root for one and then sort of secretly be happy when this team kind of wins? I'm kind of all one, Long time ago, before the Seahawks, before I even knew about the Seahawks, there was a time when I rooted for the Dallas Cowboys against the Pittsburgh Steelers back in the late 70s. Yes, that's how long I've been alive. And I just remember I thought it was cool because they did this cool shift thing, and Roger Staubach's last name looked like Starbuck, and I was watching a lot of Battlestar Galactica at the time, so I thought that was cool. So that's really why I rooted for him. And then once I discovered the Seahawks, then that was it. So that's all I can say. Raiders have no pass rush since they got rid of Khalil Mack. Agreed. And again, remember you look back again at Seattle's performance against the Rams. Remember how monstrous the Rams line was going into this, and how much they've killed us even before they had the double whammy of Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald. They would eat us alive, and we only had 2 sacks, and we ran the ball for 190 yards. That's really good. I don't think we can't give too much praise on how important that significance of that is, because to be able to rush that many yards and protect Wilson that much, I mean, that's why we were able to score 31 points. And I will be the first one to say, I did not think the Seahawks could score over 30. I thought we would lose because if we got into a track meet where we were in a high-scoring affair, we would not have a chance. While we still lost, they proved to me that we can score a lot of points and hang with a team like the Rams, and really could have beaten a team like the Rams. I didn't give our offense that much credit. So I stand corrected in not enough belief in our team's ability to do that. So, that was something I thought was pretty cool that they're able to do. So, so I like our chances against the Raiders. I've been more concerned about the defense all along, and I still am, because we are significantly missing. The one thing I know we're still lacking on is a pass rush. We do not have a pass rush. We got Frank Clark. He kind of got some pressures in there, stripped the ball out of Jared Goff's hands, and that's about it. He was really seems to be the only guy who's really posing any kind of a pass rush threat. And I was watching Jared Goff back there, just standing all day long, waiting for these crossing routes to open up, and guys trying to keep up what they can, and then just 50 yards. And if you had a pass rush, you wouldn't be able to do that. It was the same thing that was happening with Seattle in the beginning. Remember, we would try to run some pass plays, and we were too predictable, all passing, and Khalil Mack would come in there, and Von Miller, and Russell would be like, and he didn't have 2 seconds. Jared Goff standing back there for like 5 seconds, able to just, do what he wanted. And that's the difference. I think if we can somehow generate a pass rush, that's going to change a lot of things for some of these tough teams coming up. But, yeah, London's going to be fun. We should win that game. We come back. It'll be the bye. Then we play Detroit. I'm looking ahead here. I think we should win that game. And then really the tough ones coming up. You got the Packers, Vikings, Chiefs, Panthers. Who am I missing? Those are kind of the big ones that stand out in the list. Oh, Chargers. I mean, these are all good teams. But you run the ball over 100 yards every time, you give yourself a big chance of winning. I'd said every time if we run for 100 yards, we're going to win the game. And we almost did. Again, we had 3 straight games for 100 yards. Almost had 3 straight wins. So close. Couple minutes and I got to run. Maximus Tufi. Oh, Cloak Sketchy. Sorry. I'm just going to take this off because I'm not doing calls anymore. There you go. No calls. Maximus wants to know, do I think we have a chance in the playoffs? Well, just get in the dance. If you can get in the dance, then anybody's got a chance. I think we have a good chance. I think you have a good chance. Karate Kid, 1985 or 84. The key is to get there. And my only concern is that we might get to the end of the season and we might look back and go, man, we would have been in if we could have just won one of those 2 games in the beginning of the season that we should have won. I feel like that's kind of like last year. We missed the playoffs by that much. And it's going to be one of those things where you look back and go, doggone it, if we just made that field goal, if we only just rushed it like 10 more times, that's going to be possibly what happens, especially if it comes down to the wire with one of these tough games. So, Bob Berlin, what's up? Shout out to you. Will Ed Dixon be active soon? DH Lightning Bolt. Yes. I'm not sure when. He's on that IR with a designation to return. So I can't remember what week it is, but he can be eligible to return after a certain point. I want to say it's like halfway through the season. I can't remember exactly, though. Don't quote me on that. So I believe at least by the 8th game. So we're, 5 now? So in 3 weeks, I think. David Royce, Norm, you don't have a chance. Stop dreaming. I have a dream! You can't tell me I can't. Come on, man. Anything can happen right now. I'm not saying we're going to win division. Rams at 5-0, they got too big of a lead unless they completely fall apart. Jared Goff breaks his back or something. Not that I'm wishing it, but they'd have to take something catastrophic to derail that team. They look just a next level good. So we're going to have to come into the back door like some kind of wild card. So it's going to be tough. I'm not going to lie to you. NFC is just really stacked with good teams. The Saints looking good. Packers, though, look vulnerable. Vikings look vulnerable. So, I think it opens up the opportunity for a team like us to slide back in there, kind of just, it's like in a race, like all these guys are way up ahead, and we're like, whoa, Seahawks suck. They're way back here. And then you just kind of keep on going, and next, they're going around the turn, and whoa, who's this? The Seahawks going around the turn. Oh, it's down the stretch, and oh, we're back in. So anything can happen. But, yeah. I'm gonna stick with my 10-6 as long as I can. So, anyway, time's up. I gotta go. Sorry I didn't get the phone call thing happening. I'm really sorry about that. But I will try to do some more of these things live from London, England. Next time I talk to you, I will be in jolly old England this weekend. So I look forward to that. It's gonna be fun to share the adventures with you guys, and let's get a win. And going to the bye week with a win coming out of London, that would be a really sweet deal. It'd be 500, not bad. All right, thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. All right, don't forget to subscribe, do that notification thing with the bell, and appreciate y'all very much. All right, thanks. We'll talk to you guys later. Go Hawks.